thousands of crabs. Preserved in stone. In today's video, let's see how European fishermen catch millions of big crabs. Spider crabs are one of several commercially important crabs lurking on the seafloor of the northeast Atlantic and Mediterranean. Home to millions of European spiner crabs. But they are being pursued by giant stingrays. The predators are quick and merciless, stripping the crabs of their flesh. These crabs can grow quite large, with carcasses measuring up to 7.8 inches wide and claws exceeding 19 inches long for adults. This artisanal spider crab fishery is a significant economic contributor. Especially in countries such as Spain, France, and the UK. After catching European spiner crabs, fishermen are required to accurately report their catch online to fisheries managers. Within 72 hours. Harvested crabs are quickly transported to processing facilities as live crabs are placed on conveyor belts. They are humanely and quickly destroyed by automated systems that process up to 40 crabs per minute. During initial processing, crabs are separated, leaving only the legs and other edible parts. Facilities that sell whole crabs will keep them whole. As crabs are graded and placed into containers that are weighted according to order. Each of these metal cages holds approximately 45 lb and is then cooked for 18 minutes at 210 F, ensuring the meat is thoroughly cooked. While retaining the texture and flavor of the crab belly, it is cooled quickly. To stop the cooking process, it is dipped in low-temperature brine and finally fresh water to extend its shelf life to up to 2 years. Although there is little demand for this type of crab in the UK, most of the UK catch is exported to continental Europe, where it sells for around £24, 99p. Pound for pound, European spider crab meat is highly prized, fetching a high price, according to a 2022 report by the Fish Safety Organization. It is estimated that around 100,000 people die each year while engaged in commercial fishing in the UK. The non-fatal injury rate among fishing workers is the highest of any industry. Despite improvements in commercial fishing safety, still one of the most dangerous jobs globally, fishermen face exhausting physical stress and unpredictable extreme weather conditions that increase the risk of falling overboard and drowning. Even minor slips on deck can be catastrophic, especially if they are far from medical assistance. There are many species of crab in Europe, but the brown crab is the most widely consumed. Other common species are the spinner crab and the velvet swimming crab, all of which are mainly found in European waters such as the British Isles, Ireland, and northern France. The EU's annual catch of brown crabs exceeds 44 million. They typically spawn between November and January. However, there is a ban on catching buried female crabs to ensure sustainability. Thus, the main season for catching brown crabs is from May to October, when they are most abundant and produce the highest quality meat. These crabs can live up to 15 years and grow to about 11 inches wide and weigh up to 5.1/2 pounds. The most common method of fishing for brown crabs in the UK. Fishermen use parlor pots which have a series of chambers through which the crabs have to move, making it harder for them to escape. They often leave the pots with the inner tanks on the seabed overnight before removing them the following day. This method is highly selective and reduces catch in some parts of Ireland, where it is less common. The method of harvesting crabs is trawling, which is used in deeper waters where bait fishing is not effective in the fishing grounds. Fishermen will drag a trawl along the seabed, which can be effective but often results in a higher catch and can cause damage to the seabed. A typical day for a brown crab fisherman starts well. Before sunrise, they prepare the boat, check the equipment and make sure there is enough bait on board. Then they head to a predetermined fishing ground using technology like GPS and live maps instead of compasses and paper maps. On this day, each crate is hoisted onto a plank and meticulously sorted. Each crab must have both claws cut off, otherwise they will tear each other to pieces. In 2023, fishermen typically caught between 300 and 500 crates a day. The total amount of brown crab landed in EU ports was over £30 million, worth approximately $4.4 million. To keep this going over the years, each EU country sets different limits on the number of crabs that can be caught. This is to ensure that overfishing does not occur. Crabs and juveniles that are too small will be released back into the sea. Future of the population. Although the UK left the EU in 2020, it remains the EU's largest supplier of fresh crab, with exports reaching 20.6 million by 2023. The majority are sent to Spain, China, France, and Portugal. This abundance is largely due to the country having a favorable environment for crabs to thrive, with notable fishing grounds including the Irish Sea, North Sea, English Channel, and Atlantic coast. Sorting complete. The fisherman moves on to the next set of pots, repeating the process until all the traps have been checked. Most crabbing vessels are contracted to a seafood company. So, back at the dock, the day's catch is unloaded, weighed and immediately sent to the seafood processing facility. The most famous commercial crab product in the EU is canned crab meat that is pasteurized immediately after catching. The crabs are killed automatically on conveyor belts. They are then steamed or boiled thoroughly, cooled and shelled to extract the meat, and all of this is then canned and heat sealed to ensure a long shelf life. Finally, the cans are labeled and packed with ice for distribution. While Europe grapples with the challenges of commercial fishing, Italy is facing another threat from a massive invasion of blue crabs. A Maryland delicacy was accidentally introduced to Italy via ship ballast water in 2012. These tough, aggressive shells have become a headache for Italy's lucrative clam and fishing industry. The damage is estimated to exceed $18 million. This clam farmer often finds some blue crabs in the nets he uses to surround his clam beds to prevent other animals from interfering with their growth. Once the blue crabs are inside, they eat everything trapped inside. As a result, the crab population has exploded due to their incredible reproductive abilities. Produces between 500,000 and 2 million eggs per year. Attempts to control the population through mass fishing have had little impact on their overall numbers. But there may still be a glimmer of hope, with some reports suggesting that Italian green crabs are larger than American green crabs, leading some Italians to consider them a potential species. Culinary resources inspired by Maryland crab dishes. Crabs have begun to appear in seafood markets and supermarkets for around $870 to $10.80 per kilo. Although new to the market, Italy now boasts nearly 50 blue crab processing plants, providing much-needed income for local fishermen. The last crab we'll introduce to you is the one most consumed in Europe, and they are the velvet swimming crabs. Often referred to as devil crabs in areas like the Irish Sea where brown crab populations are lower, velvet swimming crabs are a direct target. But they are primarily caught in pots. The fisheries target brown crabs, lobsters, and whelk. The minimum catch size for these crabs varies greatly from region to region but is typically around 2 and 1/2 inches in shell width. Make sure that young crabs are not part of the catch plan. The value of velvet crabs lies in their soft, sweet meat. However, this makes them difficult to prepare, unlike their hardier brown crab relatives. Velvet crab meat is susceptible to damage when handled roughly and under stress. That is why live shipment is often preferred. Thousands of velvet crabs are stored in ice or snow at the port and then exported live on trucks to the bustling seafood markets of France and Spain.